welcome to Worship Media Channel. Today we're going to be dealing with the topic that we started with. We already did the part 1. Today we're doing part 2 of the series, What to Do in Hard Times When You Do Not Know What to Do. Like you've tried everything and you do not know what to do with the situation that you have around you. If this is your first time of encountering this channel, I just want to ask that you click on that subscribe button so that you'll continue to get updates and you'll get new videos. Actually, there's a bell there. Click on that bell too so that you get notifications. For those of you who have been with us, I want to thank you for your support. We want to thank you for your comments. Continue to give us thumbs up. Continue to like our videos. Continue to leave a comment. Now, in our first part of this series, I told you so many things I thought that you should be doing during hard times. And in one of them, I specifically advised that you change base when things are not working. It may require you to change base. Sometimes when you draw back, it doesn't mean you're running, but it means you're taking time off to be able to re-strategize and come back again. So let's take it that you took my advice in part 1 and you relocated, you downsized, you did a lot of things to try to cut your coat according to your size. Now what do? That's the question. Okay, Chidi, I've done this, I've done that, I did a couple of things that you asked me to do, but I wake up now and there is nothing to do. What am I to do? So that's what I'm going to try to deal with in this part 2. I don't know how else. I wish there was a way I could say this. I wish I could avoid it, but there's no way I can avoid the element of God, the concept of God, as some people would like to call it. But you just have to have faith in God in hard times. That's the place to start. But if I started there, some of you would think this is a religious program. So that's why I allowed you, part 1 for you to get your ear. But at this point in time, as you have taken the first step to do the things we asked you to do, I got to tell you that the number one thing you have to do is to trust God in this journey. If you don't know God, if you think there is no God, then I'm sorry. Whatever I'm saying is not for you. If you know God but you don't know Him in depth, you don't really have a relationship with Him, this is the time. In hard times, that's the best time for you to draw closer to God, because He is your maker. He's the one that made you. He's the one that knows everything about you. It's just like a car. When the car has problems, the best person that you can go back for instructions and guide to fixing the car is the maker of the car. So when there's problem, you don't know what to do, the first person you should go to is to go back to your creator and your maker, who is God. So in this journey, it's going to be a journey of faith. You have to live by faith and not by sight. Your pocket is dry, things are not working out, you're losing weight, you're looking haggard, things are not just adding up. All the applications you made, they are returned, you don't get good answers. You still have to remain positive and trust and have faith in God. Okay? Now, but when you have done that and have entrusted this journey into God's hands, the next thing I want you to do is I need you to begin to gather information. There is power in information. The Bible says, my people die for lack of knowledge. You need to know. The fact that you are listening to what I'm saying right now, it means you're doing the right thing. You're seeking information. You want to know what to do. You need to know more. After you've watched this video and listened to me, you need to research more. You need to read more. The good thing about the internet now, because I know in Nigeria and in so many other places where people are going through hard times, people somehow have access to the internet. So anytime you have access to the internet, please read more about what to do in times like this. For me, what helped me when I found myself in a fix and I needed to change my position and advance my life financially and otherwise, I got in contact with a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. Most of you may have heard it, some of you have not heard about it. If you get, there's a version that the English is so warped because they try to do a direct translation from the initial language was written to English. But if you can get the perfectly translated version, that would be better for you. But the book is The Richest Man in Babylon. I don't deal with it. I have nothing to do with the author of the company, but I know it is a book that helped me. It was introduced to me by Dr. Imande. He's a pastor, and that book has really stood out for me. So get that book, Richest Man in Babylon. You may also read a book like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There are free versions of them online. Please find them and read them. When you read those books, you will begin to apply some of the principles in that book. But if you're not able to get the book, if you're saying where I am now, I don't even have light, I don't have access to the internet. If you are hearing me right now, by whatever means you're doing that, please go back to your basics. You need to go back to your basics. You need to do things by faith. Remember in part 1, I told you there are sacrifices that you have to take. You have to be ready. And I'm telling you, no matter what you have to do, you have to be ready to do it. You have to start from, when I say basic as in, if you have to go into the construction site to carry concrete, to help them mix, carry wood, to help them mix concrete. If you have to do that, do so. Some people are saying, Brother Chidi, why are you talking about this? Why don't you tell them about getting jobs in a bank, getting job in the... Yes, all those things are good. We'll come to that. But we're talking about you don't even have money to be able to go for interview. So I don't want you to be in that position. You're a man. There are things that it's not good for you to be found doing. Do the things that you can do for yourself before you start doing things that you cannot do for yourself. At least on your own, you don't need somebody to borrow you money to walk into a construction site and do what you have to do. And you may be shy. You may be embarrassed to do it. That's why I talked about changing your location. When you go to a place where they don't know you, let me tell you something. I live in Canada. There are professors, and I'm telling you this, professors who I have seen, they go and they'll tell you they had to go and work in McDonald's. Why? Because they found themselves maybe in heavy debt, or their houses were going to be sold. Something happened, and there was a major shift in their resources and their finances. They had to resort to picking a job in McDonald's, or driving a taxi, or doing whatever they had, or working in a construction site just to get by that period. So you have to do what you have to do. Zobo is very cheap. Make Zobo. Do whatever. There are so many things you can do, but you need to go back to the basics of doing a business that it is yours. For the ladies, maybe you're a single mom. Some single moms, they keep talking about, you know, I don't have anybody to help me. You're taking care of your baby. How about talk to other women so that you can also take care of their babies? Thank God, Nigeria, I know there are rules and there are regulations, but it's not like here where you have to have a license to do this, license to do that. The law is a little bit milder, so there are things you can do. So think about that. There's car wash, there's cooking for people who are very busy, who have jobs. Yes, you don't have a job, but there are people who have jobs. They are very busy. They are looking for someone. You can go cook for them for their meals for a week or so, and they'll pay you. All right. Now, you'll be saying, Brother Chidi, you don't know what you're talking about. All these things, you're just advising people to go and do hard things, but you had it all, you know, on a platter of gold. No, I didn't have it on a platter of gold. I lost my mom when I was in the university after my first. In fact, I think I was, doing my first degree, my BSc degree. I lost my mom. And you can imagine how tough it was for me then. I had to do everything I had to do in school. Thank God before then I was already into so many things. I was using all my talents in school. Ask anybody who knew me in school. I was drawing posters for people who were campaigning. I was making shoes. I was making clothes. I was doing everything. I was making Valentine cards. I was doing aquarium. I was everything we did, I did that with my friends, and we were making money in school. My mom didn't have to pay so much of my school fees, but I mean, she supported me. But when I lost her, I had to take care of my younger ones and a lot of other responsibilities, so I needed to make more money. Why I'm telling you this is that I've been through a process of having to, you know, walk my way through hard times, and I did all I had to do. I even had to do a taxi driver. Go and ask people in University of Nigeria Enugu campus. I used to convey students from the gate to inside the school. And these were people who knew me. I was even like already a star in school then. They used to call me MC Hardnut, but even with all that, I had to come down to basics because I had responsibilities at home to meet. So these are things that you have to do what you have to do. I know what I'm talking about because I have experienced it. Same thing with my wife. When she comes to do a program, when she comes to talk about what ladies are supposed to do in hard times, you see her also tell you how she too has had to survive through hard times. So please, we're telling you things that we too have experienced. During hard times, one thing I want to advise you is to leave your uncle alone, leave your auntie alone, leave your senior brother alone, leave that somebody that you knew that you think they're supposed to help you and they're not helping you. You don't know what they are going through. Your life and your progress and your success is not dependent on them. Some people think because we live in Canada, yes, we make a lot of money in Canada, but then you also have a lot of bills to pay. I can tell you, there are some people in Canada here, they make 10 times what someone makes in Nigeria, but what they take home at the end of the day is not up to what someone takes home. Somebody who's making maybe the same amount of money is taking home in a place in Nigeria or elsewhere. So you got to understand, work with them. If they tell you they don't have, sometimes they really don't have. Not that they don't have, but they are not able to meet up with your needs that particular time. But you know what? Leave them alone. Between you and God, you can make it. People have made it through hard times. So leave your uncle alone. Leave them alone. Just pull back and adopt certain principles that I've worked with for people. Read success stories of so many people who have made it in the world. Google them, read about them, and you'll be able to do what they also did. Now, have money before you start asking someone for money. Make sure you've adopted these principles we talked about. You've gone to basics, you've done certain things, you've saved up some money so that if you're going to ask somebody to give you $10,000, I mean 10,000 naira or dollars or whatever, let them see that at least you saved up 2,000 or 3,000. People are more willing to help you out when they see some cash in your hand than you saying, I don't have any money at all. I want you to just give me money. With some of you, you're able to buy credits and keep calling someone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The whole week you keep calling them. When they calculate it and they know how much that you have spent on those calls, they know you're not serious with the money you're asking them for. Because all that money you used to call them, you could have used it to start a small business. I'm telling you, Zobo, how much does it take to start Zobo? All right. Now, I talked about starting from even a laborer work to do what you can do. Remember, you moved out of your area, so there's no shame that we're talking about here. If you are listening to me right now and you are at a point where you've hit bottom zero, you don't know what to do, you don't have a job, you don't have no money, promise me something. Promise me that 1 week from the day you're hearing my voice that you must make money. You must earn money. Just tell yourself, it doesn't matter what I do, but I must earn money. I'm not talking about, even if it is 1 naira, even if it is 1 naira, even if it is 100 naira, let it be money that you earned. Do not stay till the end of this 1 week after hearing my voice, after watching this video, and you did not earn money. I'm not talking about going to ask someone to give you, refuse to ask someone to give you money. Earn money. If you can pass that challenge, you're on your way to surviving in hard times. So it's a challenge I've thrown to you. I don't know what you're gonna do, but do it. If you have to do it in the night, hide where nobody will see you, do it. But don't do something illegal. Don't do something that is promiscuous. Don't do so, you know what I mean? But something that is legitimate, something that you have to do. There's dignity. Do it with dignity. There's dignity in labor. Anything you're doing with your God-given strength to make money, there's not supposed to be shame in it. So resolve to make money this week. I'm going to be reviewing what I said today, and I want to see you make comments and tell me, Brother Chidi, you know what? I made this amount of money. I made this amount of money. I took your advice and I did this. And I'm telling you, we're going to work with some people and we're going to share their testimonies down the road. Now, it is important as I end this part 2 that you know that the big is in the small. The big things are in the small. Remember, God says that if you're faithful in the little things, then you'll be entrusted with the big things of life. And we're not saying that you're not going to get that big bank job. We're not saying that you're not going to do that big company. We're not saying that you're not going to write that big project. What do they call it? You know, when you write a proposal. We're not saying you cannot write that proposal, but we're saying right now there is no money in your pocket. So where do you start? That's why I'm talking about the basics. Let us do these basics. Let us see if it works. Let us put back some dignity in you. Let us put back some confidence in you. Then we'll now begin to march gradually into the bigger things. And trust me, this is what people have done. This is how people have walked themselves through hard times. Remember, hard times don't last. Tough times don't last. Only tough people last. This has been Chidi from Worship Media Studios in Toronto saying I love you.